Hello YouTube, this is Ty376 and welcome back to yet another edition of Stories from the Friendzone, the segment where we go to the Friendzone subreddit and try to knock out all of these questions that are being asked by the residents of the terrible, the desperate, the just totally awful and hellishly torturous Friendzone. She said she will consider letting me out of the friend zone when classes start in September. I met her in residence hour during first year university and fell for her immediately. She also friend zoned me immediately. I watch her get used and discarded by guy after guy. I have been there for support for 2 years. I even paid for half of her ticket to go to the Bahamas with her girlfriends last spring break. At this time, I was wondering when it is going to be my break. I've been working at a job on campus this summer, and she went to stay with her parents back home in Tennessee. She hasn't been able to find a job, so she kind of bored all summer. We have been texting back and forth a lot. I mean, a lot. I finally laid it all out for her. How I felt, how I missed her. I also reminded her of all the times I was there for her. At first she acted surprised, but she later admitted she kinda knew all along. I send her a text that simply said, "Please let me out of the friend zone. Just give me one chance." I got no response for 3 days, then she finally responded, "Okay, I will consider letting you out of the FZ when we get back to school. No promises." I have been elated ever since. For once, I can hardly wait for school to start up again. Edit. Clarity. Dude, this is unacceptable. Fucking unacceptable. You paid for her ticket to go to the Bahamas and you didn't even go? Take that money that you got from that campus job or whatever, save it up for a little bit and buy something nice for yourself. That is disgusting. You don't want to stick around when the girl kinda already knows that you like her and that's why you're paying for all her shit. She's just gonna let it happen. She's not gonna stop you from doing that as long as she still gets free trips to the Bahamas. Come on, man. Grow some balls. Cut this girl and look for the next one. Also, on the next one, don't text her a lot. Don't text her all the time. Was she interested in me? Need opinions. Hi, Friendzone. I have a long story in which I'm curious about your opinions. I'm going to begin with a bit of backstory. Going into our last year of college, my roommates decided to live together, and we learned that one of our roommates had a sister who had gained admission the same school the following year. Of course, she opted to live with us. We meet her and discover she's incredibly gorgeous and nice. It didn't surprise us about her personality, seeing as her brother was a genuinely nice person as well. We, excluding the girl and her brother, made a pact to never compromise the integrity of the household by speaking about her in any non-platonic way. Going into the year, I get to know her. This wasn't any special treatment. I generally like to really listen and understand people who may become very close to me. That's how my close friendships/bonds start forming. She dated a couple of guys during the year and that was fine. I didn't really see her in that sense and wasn't trying to push for her affection. After some discussions about general signals between opposite sexes and reading some of the seduction stuff on here, I began to wonder if certain events were her way of indicating interest to me. One of the first things would be that during the summer I had spent time with her and recalled something very specific from a conversation we had a long time ago. She was absolutely shocked that I had paid so much attention to such little detail in what she may have thought was just herself rambling. Another event would be towards of the end of the year where the majority of us went to the bars. She, let's call her Samantha, and roommate Justin were going to hang out with each other. Roommate Robert and I split off as soon as we parked. We eventually all found our way to each other again to hang out the rest of the night. There was actually some guy with Samantha at the bar with met up at. He was of course interested in trying to game Samantha. She seemed into him, so it wasn't my place to intervene. However, there was a breaking when she specifically called me over to interrupt and break the connection between her and this guy. Afterwards, she left the guy and we didn't see him for the rest of the night. We moved down the street and to another bar. It had a lot of good vibes with people dancing and drinking. We decided to go to the elevated platform where the DJ is and dance. However, it is me, Samantha, Robert, and a couple of other guys too. So we just began dancing as a group and I eventually got bored. The alcohol is starting to kick in. I go and find two girls, none of whom I knew, to dance and grind with. I also find another friend walking by and she offered her hand, so I pulled her up to the stage to dance, and then she sees her own friend and pulls her up as well. All in all, I danced with at least 4 girls which weren't Samantha. I eventually returned to my friends dancing. This is where Samantha actually starts swinging her hips and ass towards me in a playful motion, getting closer to the grinding phase. I immediately use my arm to partition us and force her away in a lighthearted manner. She's too much of a good girl to be dancing that way. Later on, Robert and I decide to head off to a house party we were invited to. Samantha opts to join us, and we actually leave Justin at the bars. We're at the house party playing drinking games, and I finally decide I need a break, so I simply just walk away to a wall, sink to the ground, and just sit there with my back propped against the wall. Samantha immediately follows suit and sits right down next to me. We don't exchange words. She just nestles up right beside me and rests her head on my shoulder as if she were taking a nap. I freak out and ask her, "What are you doing? I've been sweating all night." She doesn't acknowledge and continues to just nestle beside me. Robert and one of our friends comes over and joins us on the floor, essentially cock-blocking me, but not really. The 4 of us decide to take pictures, and she transitions to leaning over and placing her hand on my shoulder. The next day, I eventually realized that she was glued to my side virtually all night. A few days later, Samantha and her brother, Michael, have their parents visit for Michael's graduation. Samantha asks me to take pictures of them outside. When I hand the camera back to Samantha, she takes a short noticed snap of me, and her mother chimes in, "She needs something to remember you by. You're her favorite." Samantha yelled out, "Mom!" in embarrassment. She has a very strong relationship with her mother, and the implication that she spoke to her mother about me so much was surprising. Another indicator was during the... Another indicator was during the summer when we were alone. She had asked if I wanted to see a baseball game with her, which was something she did quite often with her ex-boyfriend. Fast forward to this past spring, I haven't seen her for the entire time until I visited campus for a large event. She sees me while driving by and texts me demanding that we meet up. I eventually met up with her and Michael for a brief moment. During that time, she sat next to me and was completely enthused to catch up and hear what I've been up to. She had a huge smile on her face and was hanging on every word with this glaring stare. TLDR, befriended my female roommate, and I'm curious as to if you think she might have been interested in me based upon significant happenings, including lots of kino and emotional value, especially with her mother. Perhaps I should go to some kind of seduction subreddit. Figure you'd be nicer here. That, sir, is a mistake. I mean, the people of our friend zone may be nice to you, and maybe I'll be nice to you within the bounds of the subreddit, but on this podcast, I'm gonna blast you. You cock-blocked yourself, dude. This is ridiculous. The part where she's starting to grind on you, and I'm just imagining, like, you throwing a fist out there, and be like, "No!" Like, putting your fist and your arm in between your legs where your dick is and, like, pushing it up against her ass to, like, make sure that you're definitely separated. That's what I'm imagining. Which is fucking ridiculous. I mean, look. And then you go on to say she's too much of a good girl to be dancing that way. I don't think so. If she's dancing that way, then she's not too good of a good girl, since she is already doing that. So it's wrong for you to assume that she's a good girl just because she's good looking. Right? That's all we're basing this off of. If she's already trying to grind on you, then she is a bad girl, correct? look, and your friend didn't cockblock you. You cockblocked yourself, dude. She was very definitely showing a lot of interest in you, and it's probably because you were willing to get out there and dance with other girls that weren't her. So it didn't. You were not only were you, dancing with girls that weren't her, but you were actually actively trying to not get with her, which, probably had something to do with her attraction towards you. And also, like I said, the fact that you were able to get some other girls to dance and you were out having a good time and such. So that's great. The only problem with it is that you shot yourself in the foot. I understand wanting to be good with the roommate and stuff like that. And not want to bang his sister right under his nose. But I mean, if you guys aren't roommates anymore, there's really no reason to keep that pact going. And honestly, that pact gets thrown out the window once she starts grinding on you and actually trying to get with you. Now, I'm not in that situation. Maybe it's a very delicate situation, but what I'm saying is that if I got this girl grinding on me and stuff like that, and she's attractive, I'm attracted to her, then let's just see where that goes. Why? Like I said, I understand wanting to be good to the roommate, but she was obviously very interested in you. The part that you need to get over is not chopping your own arm off or chopping your shoulder off so that she doesn't lean on it, The next time something like that happens and you're about to say something like, "No, I've been sweating all night," don't lean against my shoulder. Just be quiet. Don't say anything. Just let it be. Let it go. She friend-zoned me, but she can't like anyone else. Well, I am 17, almost 18, and she's 16, and it's that same old story. Last year I met this girl on a WhatsApp group that had only people I knew or friends of my friends. I found her interesting on that time because she was cute. She was really nice when she was talking to me, and we even pretended we were married. When people started to leave the group, she left the group and started messaging me. After a couple of days, we started to talk every single day. I tried to be really nice to her because I started to care about her. Weeks later, she came to me and said she liked me. I was way too shy and I didn't know how to react, but I felt like I couldn't accept because I was too immature and didn't want to hurt her with my childish shit. I told her I needed some time, but I didn't know how much time I would need. She seemed to be okay with that, and we kept talking normally. Weeks later, she met a guy, and he started to pretend he was in love with her just to have sex with her. I warned her, but she didn't really care. A month later, they broke up because he never gave attention to her and started to force her to have sex. As she broke up with him, causing him to get angry and start to insult her and tell lies to people about her. She was really, really bad and sad. I was there to help her, so every day I tried to cheer her up and forget him. After a few weeks, she started to laugh about him with me. I was happy for her, and she started to show some interest on me again, but denied having a date with me. Weeks later, she told me she didn't want a relationship because she was sad and couldn't like anyone. I said I was okay with that, and then we should go out and go eat something. She accepted, but her mom didn't allow her to go anywhere. It was rare to see her one time on a month. Days were passing by, and I started to love her, to really love her. Then I discovered that she was emotionally unstable. She was going through a really dark depression. She used to drink a lot, and all of her relationships ended up by making her way more depressed and sad. I was the only person who cared about her, and she only really cared about me, and that her parents were terrible parents, and that used to scream, say bullshit to her, and fight with her for basically anything. One day, I confessed my love for her, and she told me to forget about it, that nothing could ever happen between us. I was really sad, but she told me that she couldn't like anyone, not even if she forced herself to love or like someone. Days later, I kissed her lips before leaving her at her house after school. She told a close friend that it felt special somehow. Days later, she skipped school and went to my house. We started to play Battlefield 4. I kissed her lips. She accepted, but she was kind of confused. We had a power cut, so I asked her if she wanted to go upstairs to see the rest of the house. She accepted, so I took her by the hand and left her on my bed. She was okay. I asked her if she wanted to lay down. She said yes. After some time, we were kissing each other and cuddling. She liked it, and she started to kiss me too. We were cuddling, kissing, talking about people while cuddling and laughing. We did this for 4 hours straight. She still talked to me every day, but she says that we're just friends and nothing more will ever happen, and she still can't like or love anyone, and I should just take this stupid idea out of my mind. She gets extremely happy when she sees me. She changed her humor and everything when she is close to me. She get jealous and seems to hurt her when I talk about some other girl. She recently told me she can't like men's anymore, but still doesn't want anybody, not even a girl. I made her cry several times due to my childishness, and she always come back to me and forgive me. I can't move on. I love her too much, and we both can't thinking about living without each other. My question is, what is happening here? My question is, what is happening here? Does she feel something for me? And what should I do? Is it possible to get out of this friend zone? Should I wait and keep supporting her? That's my question too. What the fuck is happening here? Okay, first, just to address the first problem. You shouldn't have done this thing where you told her that you needed time after she said that she liked you. I mean, that's the sweet spot. You gotta hit it within that, month or maybe a couple months of knowing each other and ask her out. A couple months kind of stretching it, but within the first month of knowing somebody, you're like, you gotta be, hey, you're cute, I like you, I want to go out with you, this and that. And what happened was, she did exactly what you needed her to do since you weren't able to do that. She went out on her own, stuck her own neck out there, and said, hey, I like you, we should do this and that. But you totally shut her down. Dude, that's gonna fuck chicks up. If they like you and they put themselves out there for you and you shut them down, it hurts them. Because they're not supposed to. They're not trained evolutionarily and biologically to be asking you out. You're supposed to be doing it to them. So you hurt her the first time. You should have just told her that, okay, great, let's go out, blah, blah, blah. Then she probably wouldn't have maybe ended up with the other dude. But who knows? She sounds like trouble. She sounds like a lot of work. She sounds like maybe she wants to be in a relationship with you, but the amount of effort that you're going to put into it is not going to be worth the emotional turmoil and, the depression and all the fucked up shit that she's going to put you through if you actually make this happen. She sounds crazy. I say get out of it. She's going to become emotionally dependent on you. I mean, she already is, and she's not even your girlfriend, you want her to be, but she's kind of in this weird place where she hates her parents. So she's going to, go after an abusive dude, and, you're super nice to her and, like to cuddle with her and stuff like that. And that's going to scare her away. So don't do this. Start putting your time into someone that's worth it, What is wrong? Hi everyone. I'm kind of lost here with this girl. I'm going to write a short story. So I got this girl's number from a friend cuz I had seen her and wanted to push out with her. So I began texting her. She asked who I was. I told her my name, blah blah. So we started texting a lot, and she seemed to like me because she said I was funny and I make her laugh a lot. She could send me videos and funny texts as well. Then one day I told her that I wanted to be more than friends. She told me that she had a boyfriend. I accepted that fact. Tough, I was hurt. I stopped texting her. Then she sent me a lot of messages. Then I was like, let me just be her friend. We got to know each other more. I even one time told her that when she gets to know me very much that she would hate me. And then she replied, or I may like you more. She started asking if why I don't have a girlfriend, told her I had not found the right one. She even started sending me her pics. Everything was going well until she said to me that she doesn't have a boyfriend, that she was lying to me. This happened on the eve of the day we were going to meet, kinda like a date. I was going to give her some animes and movies. So I told her, what if she would consider me as her boyfriend? She told me she likes me as a friend. So we met up and introduced me to one of her friends, and this friend asked her if we were dating, if I was the boyfriend. She said, he is my boyfriend-to-be, and later I asked her why she said that, and she told me she was joking around, but again I insisted on us dating, and I really told her how I felt about her and stuff, and then she told me we should get to know each other more. So we continued our daily texting because we even used to do it till early morning, but here's where it gets weird. She told me she was about to being her school practicals and internship. She is a lab doctor. She started being distant and all, and before we used to chat a lot, even during times when she was doing her exams. I gave her some space. She occasionally sent me texts on how I was doing. I could also send her some texts, but at times she didn't reply oh, fuck. I gave her some space. She occasionally sent me texts on how I was doing. I could also send her some texts, but at times she couldn't reply, but of lately she really doesn't reply, and she even called me her special friend? But on her status, she one day put this: if true, then I won't have regrets. You are closer than you think. Am I being friend-zoned? Is she trying to break our relation, or is she just really busy with her studies? She probably has no fucking idea what you're saying. Alright. Yeah, you had a chance here, dude. I don't know if that chance is there anymore because it got a little muddy at the end, and I'm not just talking about your writing. Look, when someone says that, after she gets to know you, she may like you more, or that when she's introducing you to her friend, that you're her future boyfriend or something like that, you can't ask her what that's about. Just take it at face value. Just say, oh, hey, you want me to be your boyfriend? Blah, blah, blah. That's pretty corny, but I'm sure you could work it in somehow. I mean, yeah, don't text her every day and don't, blow up her phone. But if there's that connection there, I mean, if she is talking about, oh, well, he's going to be my boyfriend, this and that, you got to go for it. That's the green light. If you ask her, hey, what was that all about? I don't understand what you were talking about. She's going to think that she's rejected. She's going to immediately retract that. Just ask her out. I don't fucking know. She's a lab doctor. She shouldn't be able to fucking figure this shit out. By the way, your main question, what is wrong? Your communication skills. Not just in your writing, but I mean also how you're telling her. You're like asking her to explain it when she says that she wants you to be her boyfriend. Come on, dude. What does she want with those weird signals, or am I hallucinating? Me, in a relationship. She single for the last year, I guess. Long-time friend-zoned. We be talking years of that. For the past few months, minimal contact, yet felt bored and dropped by her place to drink a bottle of wine and generally hang around. Now we're talking late-ish last night. She is presentable, not the usual wardrobe, keeps inquiring about my life/sexual, and starts talking how she has been on a dry spell for a while and how she can barely wait to get F. As a side dish when I came over, her mother, she lives in a dual house, told her that her son will be sleeping over at her place, so we had like the house to ourselves with giggling and whatnot. So as a Samaritan guy that I am, I offered to help her scratch that itch on a purely friendly basis, since I am that nice of a guy. And the reply was like, it would be weird since I know you for so long and yada yada yada. So, okay, I'm neutered and I can relax and enjoy myself with a bottle of wine, right? I think the last story, the person, maybe English wasn't their second language, but I think this person actually put their story through fucking Google Translate and then just posted the text. 'Cause, wow. Yikes. Yeah. There's wrongness all over this post, dude. You're gonna scratch that itch for her on a purely friendly basis because you're that nice of a guy? Shit, dude. If I could do that, then I'd be that nice of a guy too. Fuck it. People don't have sex with people just because they're nice. The friend zone and the nice guys have to get over this. Is that she could be saying that to anybody, and yeah, any dude's ears would perk up and be like, holy shit, I'm a nice guy. I'll fuck you. Yeah, well, what about all the other chicks out there in the world that are not getting fucked and they're ugly as fuck? Are you nice enough to have sex with them purely on a friendly basis? I mean, shit. If that's a charity, go ahead and make that. It's the organization of donating your own penis. God, such a Samaritan guy. Just that nice to go ahead and fuck their friend. Wait a minute. You said that you're in a relationship as well? What is going on here? When she says, oh man, I can barely wait to get fucked and I've been on dry spell for so long, don't bring up how nice of a guy you are so you'll have sex with her. I mean, sure, try to have sex with her, but it's gotta be a little bit more suave than that. You gotta have more tact than that. Just say like you can help her out with that, or I don't know, if you already have a girlfriend, then be like, oh man, my girl's like not treating me right, blah blah blah. No, don't do that. I think it's confusing actually that you say that you're in a relationship first, so now you're wondering what to do about this chick. I mean, if you're really that nice of a guy, you'll set her up with one of your guy friends that she can go out with, someone that's not in a relationship. Maybe you're just that guy that she leans on that's gonna come over and drink a bottle of wine with her so she can talk about her shitty sex life. Life sucks. Okay, so I've known this girl for 5 to 6 years now. Met through my best friend that briefly dated her. Anyways, used to hang out all the time, but do all this buddy-buddy stuff. Never cared for her because of my friend, Ect. But years later, we got close again and have been going out all the time. We basically have a mutual friend zone. LOL. But I just like her too much. It's the memories I'll never forget. I'd love to make more, but the way I see it is, in 5 years, I'll be 25. I don't see her in my life. It makes me really sad. I don't know how to deal with it. She's working at some factory and is going on some date with a 30-year-old asking me for advice, and I couldn't even give her a good answer, which is pretty sad, other than fucked. Edit, he's a contractor that makes $76 per hour too. LMAO. I guess I want to sever the friendship altogether. I just kind of realized all the things she wants to do with me are things I do too, but not with a friend, and I don't even know how to imply it. We've hung out so much recently and I was shut down. She's an amazing person. I just wish it died years ago. So, do you want to break off the friendship because you actually don't care about her? Or that you like her too much? Why don't you just ask her out? Does she know that you're attracted to her? Look, also, if a girl that you like is going to bring up, dating another guy or whatever, don't immediately be like, oh, well, he's got me outclassed. I'm totally fucked in this situation. She's going to be like, what? You haven't said anything about wanting to go out with me, this and that. I just kind of realized all the things she wants to do with me are things I do too. Doesn't that mean she likes you? I don't know. I feel like a lot of these questions can just be solved with, like, just fucking ask her out, dude. Just tell her that you like her and ask her to go out with you. Don't ask her to go out with you. Ask her if she wants to go somewhere to eat, and then try to make something happen. In 5 years, you'll be 25. You're not going to be that fucking old. Why do you think that she's not going to be in your life when you're 25 years old? Why are you even thinking about that right now? I mean, you don't need to give her advice on this date that she's going to, go out with this 30-year-old dude or whatever. You don't have to offer any kind of advice there. Just say, hey, good luck, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe it'll blow over. And then you can ask her if she wants to go out. Or just straight up make the move and go for the kiss. I mean, I think you can do that too. Maybe she likes you. I don't even know what you're trying to say in this post. Nerd stuck in love with best friend. I'm sure this question has been asked time after time here, but my circumstances are a little different. I'm a 24M and I'm in love with my best friend 25F. We met a couple months ago at our job and we hit it off. We're polar opposites in every way. I'm a 6'5", 300-pound black man. Currently working on that. I've lost 70 pounds in the last 3 months. And she's a petite white girl with tattoos all over who drinks and smokes. I do neither. But we have a lot in common. We hang out almost every Friday, and it's so much fun, but she's the only positive interaction I get. A little backstory on me, I still live at home because I made the mistake of going to college, getting a degree in journalism, and having a data entry job that pays $14.57 an hour. I also still watch Power Rangers. She actually likes that about me. So suffice to say, aside from her, I have no personal life. I am friendzoned to the max. We watch TV together, play board games, make pinky promises, and sing songs from The Lion King while in the car. She's the greatest thing that ever happened to me, and I just want to tell her how I feel, but she always talks to me about her ex, that she's still in love from another state, and how he's the perfect specimen of a man, and that she can get sex at any time. She also just went through a breakup, which I consoled her through, and had to move back in with mom for a while. I can't stand not to be around her. I have to text her every day or at least walk to our cars at work together at the end of the day just to feel right about myself. I think that if I told her how I feel, she might think I was trying to get with her the whole time and see it as a sleazy move on my part and would never talk to me again. I would still have to see her at work every day, which would hurt. I don't think she is even slightly interested in me at all except as a friend. She has to console on my life all the time because I have no confidence and won't stand up for myself. She tells me that all the time and says I have so much to offer. My parents take my money and she encourages me all the time to move out and find another job. TDDR. Sorry, long story short. Should I tell her how I feel or just keep being her friend knowing I never took the leap? Well, my answer to that question would be yes, obviously, you should ask her out. That's basically the only fucking thing that I've been saying for like the last half hour. So you know what my answer is there. But dude, come on, now let's be realistic. I'm gonna be real with you because I think that you can handle it, and I think you need it. Have you seen this guy that is her ex from another state and blah blah blah? Because if she's a petite white girl with tattoos all over and she drinks and smokes and she's totally rad and, she's just awesome and she's kind of rebellious and blah, blah, blah. I have a feeling I know what her ex looks like. Just going to say he might be a bit fit. He might be a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner. You know what I'm saying? And you sound like her teddy bear at this point. Now, I'm still gonna suggest telling her, not necessarily, telling her how you feel. Let me just finish this thought. And at least putting it out there that you're attracted to her and that, you want to date her and stuff like this. Just tell her, we have a lot of things in common, this and that. And, I want you to be my girlfriend. Now, you're gonna get shut down. This is important because she's right. you probably, well, I'm not going to say that you don't have any confidence. Because you got a little confidence. If you're being serious about having lost 70 pounds in the last 3 months, keep going towards that. Keep working towards that. Keep going to the gym. Keep on the diet or whatever. And try to build that side of yourself, you know. So, I mean, this could be a situation where she could totally be attracted to a huge black dude that likes, you know, Power Rangers and, you know, likes the almost immature aspects about you, but I have a feeling that that's not what's going on, you know. Sure, she likes watching Power Rangers with you, and, you know, she likes that you're consoling her about her relationship and stuff, because you're gonna stick around, you're gonna text her, you're gonna be a pair of ears to her, basically, that she can just unload talking about her ex, and that she can get sex at any time, and blah, blah, blah. Come on, I mean, you don't want to be hearing about that. Of course she's gonna get sex at any time she wants. She's a fucking short white girl with a bunch of tattoos. Now, if you did tell her that you liked her and that you wanted to get in a relationship, is she gonna see it as a sleazy move? I don't think so. I think she's gonna go more towards the, well, you know, we're just friends and we know each other at work and blah, blah, blah. Look, also this other thing about she's the only thing that makes you feel complete, like your day or your person isn't complete with her without seeing her off to her car and this and that. Come on, dude. There's so much more stuff about yourself that you have yet to discover. You can't have another person be the reason that you're around. You know what I'm saying? You have to be the reason that you're around. You have to keep working towards the weight that you're losing and focusing on your job. Honestly, getting a job that's $14.57 an hour, not too bad. You can move out and find an apartment on that wage. So I do say continue to try to do that and continue on the weight loss and the dieting and stuff. As for my ultimate advice, I'm going to say obviously that you should ask her out. And you're going to be rejected. And you need it, dude. You need to put yourself out there and tell her how you feel. If you keep waiting on this, that's going to eat at you, you know. And it's going to be the worst because you'll be all about, oh, what could have happened? Or it'll come out at a much later time and then she'll definitely not be interested in you and all that. So, yeah, bring it up. Tell her how you feel. You know, let her do her thing of rejecting you, and then keep focusing on yourself, because I think you're doing a good job there. Fat guy, forever friend-zoned. I've heard all of the rhetoric over the years. It's all about confidence. Girls aren't attracted to looks, just be your smart, funny self. If it's meant to be, it will be, etc., etc. That's all fine and good for those that fall in the average to good looking range. After spending my whole adult life at this point being overweight and being shut down by 99% of the girls I've been interested in and thought were interested in me, I can honestly say it's all BS. For me, anyway. To start with, in my teens and through most of my 20s, I was very outgoing, very confident, and considered by many to be the funniest guy in the room at any given time. I was the friend that had to be invited to a party because they knew I could entertain. If a friend was having a bad day, I was the first they would call for a quick cheering up. It's because of these things that I know I fit the description of the confident, funny guy that is theoretically supposed to get all the chicks. I've never been the type to fall for a woman without first feeling like there might be a possibility that those feelings would be returned. I've never just been infatuated with a random woman. I don't get crushes on girls I don't know, like celebrities or the girl I see every day at work or whatever. So maybe it's my fault that I have to first get to know someone well before feeling like I want to be more serious with them. The problem is that I read the books about body language and psychology, how a female will act in your presence when she may be interested, stuff like that. And I know I've seen these signs before, but every time I decided to open up and suggest taking it to the next level, I would get the, we shouldn't ruin the friendship, or I'm just not ready for that right now response. So after years, about the age of 26, of actively trying to find a mate, I just gave up. I stopped making new female friends completely. I just couldn't handle the heartbreak anymore, and to be clear, it's not like I was or still am a virgin. I did get some play a few times, mainly due to my field of employment, but never from anyone that I was truly interested in. I lost my virginity at 15 to a 22-year-old stripper who I'm pretty sure was just the mid-1990s equivalent of a cougar or female child predator. I didn't mind. I wanted to come, but looking back, it probably wasn't something that should have happened. Being a fat dude my whole life, it's difficult enough to find a girl willing to just fuck for the fun of it, so it's a good thing the idea of that never really appealed to me. What I'm talking about here is love, a relationship, something long-lasting and meaningful. I've loved a lot, rarely have I felt that love returned, and it hurts worse than any other pain I've ever endured. I digress. Again, at 26, I pretty much stopped giving a fuck. At around that time is when a girl I had been crushing on for nearly 8 years finally made a move on me. We had discussed the possibility of taking our friendship to the next level several years earlier, and she shot it down rather quickly. So I just added her to the long list of never gonna happen and moved on. Those feelings never go away. So when she finally approached me and made it clear she was interested, I jumped at the opportunity. That was the best 7 months of my life thus far. She was exactly the mold of everything I ever wanted in a partner. She was my type. About midway through the 6-month mark of the relationship, I could tell she was becoming distant. She claimed I was, but my distantness, not a word I know, was a truly response to hers because I was fully aware of it. Anyway, in the 7th month, she dropped me straight back in the friend zone and laid a ton of blame at my feet. Was I to blame? Yes, in some areas. But after long emails back and forth, some things became clear to me. It was a pity relationship. She had nothing better going on, and had noticed my depression from lack of a caring partner and took it upon herself to remedy the situation. I just feel like 6 months was as much as she could handle. The breakup was extra hard for me. I mean, it pretty much dictated how my life would go for the past 5 years. I fell into a deep depression, took a lot of drugs, and am still in recovery to this day. I nearly died a time or two. My friends would say to me, "Dude, you just need to get back out there and meet someone." Again, that's a great sentiment for a thinner guy. It took 2 years before I found another girl willing to give it a shot with me, and she lived nearly 400 miles away. I had actually decided to start actively trying to meet girls again, just to try to get out of the funk, and with every rejection and extra friend zoning, it just made it worse. So at 30 years old, I turned off my feelings again and stopped making new female friends, until earlier this year. A new girl showed up at work and was actively trying to flirt with me, and I just wasn't flirting back. I couldn't. Girls flirted with me in the past, only to put me in the F zone as soon as I showed any interest. I just knew it would be the same story. Then she forced her phone number on me, a gesture from my generation that means, "Hey dummy, I'm trying to spark something up with you." So it was at that point that I considered that maybe my uncaring had once again brought another chance at love my way. We went on several dates. I paid for everything. At the end of the date, we embraced for several minutes before parting ways. Each time I considered planting a kiss on her, but after the bad experiences I've had, again, 98% failure rate, I just couldn't even try. If I didn't have to see her at work every night, I may have been more bold. After the several dates and a long night spent watching silly movies at my place, I felt like I needed to say something. Well, it was after that night spent at my place watching movies that her communication with me seriously dwindled. I thought maybe it was because I hadn't made a move yet. So I noticed that her interaction with me at work had also dwindled, and more of my texts were going unanswered. I finally saw an Instagram post she shared on Facebook with some other guy and just straight up asked her if she was seeing someone. So obviously I'm interested, and now she knows that for sure. She gives me the, no, I'm not interested in any kind of relationship right now. I don't know what I want, blah blah. She claims that the guy she was with before moving out here was talking to her again and bought a plane ticket to come see her without her consent. Or so she said. I pretty much told her I thought she was sending me signals, but I guess I was wrong, and that's the last that was said of it. There's still a tiny bit of flirting at work. She gives me interesting looks, but I just don't care anymore. I feel like over the age of 30, I shouldn't still be single. The easy answer is, just lose weight, brah. If it were that simple, I would already be there. While I will admit that part of my weight problem is in what I eat/drink, it is mostly to do with medical issues and genetics. Basically, if I want to be in just average shape, I would have to work out 3 hours every single day of the week and follow a diet that completely conflicts with my schedule. At most I can ever hope for is chubby status, which I am currently trying to get back down to. But that's besides the point. Why do women even show interest in a guy like me if they're just going to flake when I tell them I'm catching feelings? Would I be as depressed as I am now if my social personality didn't attract women and I just went my whole life without even the possibility of having a love interest? If I never thought any of these girls were interested and never developed interest for them? If I was to lose all my weight and actually be in good shape for once, at this point I don't know if I could not be a complete douchebag. I would probably go around fucking anything that would let me fuck it and end up in a relationship with a girl that I don't even like that much. I'm so bitter at this point that I worry I will never be able to really trust or have feelings for anyone ever again. TLDR, been rejected by nearly every girl I ever thought was interested in me. People tell me to just keep trying, but with a 98% fail rate, I don't see the point. If you read all of that, thanks. I don't expect anyone to, just need to vent my frustrations, as scatterbrained as they might be. You are welcome for reading that entire fucking thing. Now, you are an asshole and a douchebag. This is probably, well, certainly the worst case of denial that I've seen on the Friendzone subreddit, so I guess I'll give you that award. Dude, there is no excuse for not working out. There's no excuse for not obtaining a diet that would work for you. Look, having chicken and rice every day or chicken and broccoli every day or whatever is not fucking difficult, and it would not conflict with your schedule. That is an excuse. You'd have to work out for 3 hours every day just to retain blah 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 status. Okay, then it's not going to take 3 hours a day. It'll take maybe an hour and a half a day. But yes, it will require that. And also the diet that I was just talking about. Look, and this isn't me telling you this. Look, there were several times in this post where you declared that your weight was a problem. You know that it's a problem. You know that it's something that you have to take care of, but then you throw these excuses in the way. Oh, I can't do it because this. Oh, well, if I was skinny, then I would just fuck everything. Well, you should be trying to get to that situation. Look, I don't even want to really go into the part where you are friends with someone or have a crush on someone for 8 years and then try to bring up taking the friendship to the next level, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe that. Look, I believe that you're trying to talk to them about bringing it to the next level, but I think that you need to be more assertive than that. You can't wait around for 8 fucking years about, you know, waiting for some chick to finally make the move on you. And you can't bring up, hey, let's take this to the next level. You date a girl for a while, 3 dates. You date her until you get to that movie night at your place. Then you make the move on her. Then you plant a kiss on her. Dude, it sounds like you had that chick in the bag. But you know why she dropped off contact, why she stopped texting you? Because she was expecting something to happen that night, and when it didn't happen, she was like, oh, well, this guy's not about it. You know, I really like this guy, but if he's not gonna make the move and try to seal the deal, then why am I wasting my time? You know, I got this other guy that's gonna buy a plane ticket and come over and try to spend time with me. Now that gets a little weird, but you know, she's got other options. The 98 or 99% failure rate, not sure how you came up with that. It seems like you're just doing that to yourself. You're waiting around till the right time, and that right time is apparently when she posts a picture on Instagram of her with another guy, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute. I actually have a crush on you. Or are you seeing anyone, or you have a boyfriend, or blah, blah, blah. And then she's gonna be like, dude, your chance was literally fucking last night or a week ago. Like, that's the time to make a move. But now that she's put herself out there and you didn't go for it, she's like, well, fuck that. I'm not gonna put myself out there anymore. That hurts. I don't even want to go into that, like I said. But look, you very obviously have some kind of preoccupation with your weight. You brought it up several times in the post. You should stop making excuses. You should go after that. Look, you can start with a half hour. You can start with a walk around the block. Just make some kind of baby step towards, you know, losing a little bit of weight and getting to a schedule where you're feeling good about yourself. And you know what? Working out and having a good, clean diet and stuff like that, that's going to give you more confidence. That's going to make you more outgoing. The more weight that you lose, you're going to feel better about yourself. And the next girl that comes along, you're going to be more apt to actually make a move. Also, stop watching internet pornography. I feel like that may be thrown in there somewhere trying to fuck you up. You say at the post that, in the beginning of the post, that you don't agree with it, but I think that you can definitely conclude that this is a truth. That girls aren't attracted to looks, just be yourself, and it's all about confidence. I mean, those things are definitely true. Now, looks do play a role, and that's what I'm saying, and that's what you're saying as well, is that you want to lose some weight and look a little bit better, but it's definitely about confidence and personality as well. If you come off as this guy that's pissed off because he hasn't had a solid relationship in so long, but that's because you've been waiting around one chick and not making a move and this and that, yes, that is evidence that girls try to feed off of that and feel that confidence and self-worth. Because if you start if you start actively displaying, whether you know it or not, that you have no confidence, that you feel like you have no self-worth, and this and that, they're gonna know that. They're gonna feel that when they're over with a Netflix and chill and you don't make a move. They're gonna know that you don't have any confidence. Look, like I'm saying, don't make excuses. Every time you bring up one of these good ideas in your head about maybe I should ask her out, maybe I should kiss her, maybe I should, work out a little bit and have this diet, don't try to fuck that up with a bunch of negative thoughts about, oh, I can't do this because this. I can't do it because of my schedule. Oh, it just doesn't work for me. And just medical issues and genetics. That's complete bullshit. I don't buy that at all. And even if it is, you say, I will admit that part of my weight problem is in what I eat/drink. It is mostly to do with medical issues and genetics. Even if the part with medical issues and genetics was not complete bullshit, you know that you can tackle a part of your weight problem, or I will say a majority of your weight problem, by changing what you eat and drink. If you change what you drink to mostly water, and if you change what to eat to mostly proteins and vegetables, and make them in a portion that you're spending more calories than you're putting in calories, then you can definitely lose weight. You can definitely take care of a part of the problem. And like I said, it's going to give you more confidence and a willingness to go out there and fuck everyone that you can, like you say in your posts. Which would you rather be doing? Would you rather be, sulking in your own pile of despair, with whatever weight that you have tacked onto your body, complaining about how you can't get any chicks and that you're always in the F zone? Or would you rather have lost 50 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever it is, and start fucking everything in sight? I mean, you said that you probably would, so why don't you just go ahead and do that? And don't fucking make excuses. Don't come back to me about, oh, I can't do it because this and that, because that's bullshit. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this edition of Stories from the Friend Zone. You can check out the site at friendzone.me. Thank you guys all for listening. I hope it helped, and I'll see you later.